Well, we love college football around here, and part of the fun is the mascots. Of course, at Ohio State, we have Brutus. Michigan State has Sparty. Georgia has Uga. And out there on the West Coast, Oregon has the Duck. And so they're a big part of college football. But, Greg, you have an interesting take on financial organizations, financial companies. You think that they should all have mascots. I want you to tell me what the mascots are, and I want you to tell me why. What is all this about?
Well, some of them already do, right? Like, when you see Merrill Lynch running around, you got the bull.
That big
right?
bull there, yeah,
the
sure.
bull.
Yeah.
Obviously, people are like, well, why a bull?
Mm-hmm.
Bull market, obviously.
Okay.
Like the money always goes up, right, Randy? You don't see a lot of. I mean, you'd be a weird financial advisor if you had a bear mascot. Maybe they're one that, I don't know, maybe one exists. I'm not aware of it, but the bear mascot would be a little depressing. Hey, just so you know, when you give us your money, it's probably going to be rough. So you can understand, Merrill was the bull. Edward Jones, on the other hand, we see them in all the small markets, right? They seem to hide, if you will. If you're gonna, if I'm building a mascot for Eddie Jones, their fees are like 1.25% or what. You go to smartassets.com and see, I think it's around 1.25. I think of a chubby little groundhog. That's what I think they are. I think they'd be
popping up all over.
It'd be a weird mascot, but I think if they're a chubby look, because they hide, right?
Yeah.
They hide all the time. They're very, every time they see any competition or anything that would challenge their model, they go to another smaller city and open another office. It's they're kind of goofy and they're pudgy. I think they're a little greedy, so they're eating up all that. They're getting fed pretty well in these smaller markets, unfortunately, by a lot of hardworking retairies.
Old Punxsutawney Phil's not always right either.
No. So that is 100% how that is 100% what their mascot should be. The chubby mascot. I should talk to Penny Pennington, see what she thinks. By the way, Edward Jones people do not like me.
Shocking
that I don't do well with the Edward Jones crowd, but I don't care.
You don't get a Christmas card from those guys. You don't get invited to the party.
No, they're the worst of the worst because of how they built their model. They clearly are targeting smaller areas with less competition, where they think they can really take advantage of what I think are the backbone of America. But I mean, if we're talking about other scumbags, speaking of scumbags, Ken Fisher is next on my list. He's the guy that, if you see him on TV, he looks angry all the time, and he looks like Count Dracula. So if I had maybe fangs and should be brought into the Fisher investments, like they always say, if they're the ones, if you do better, we do better. And, he hates conservative investments. He hates them. He hates annuities. He hates anything that makes him less money. He charges a little bit more. So I think sucking the fees out of your accounts, Count Dracula, he looks like his hair slick black is black. We know he's dying. Come on. I think that would be the perfect mascot for Fisher Investments. And to put the whole thing in circle, there has to be one that represents one of the, famous Midwest farm animals here. Old Ricky Edelman. And it is the oink, 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 oink. We are talking about little piggy, man. And they're charging like 1.65 or 1.75%.
Good grief!
Is that just starting? I mean, that is the oinker. I mean, he is Little Miss Piggy, right? Can you imagine Little Miss Piggy as this mascot walking out saying, "Hey, Kermit," and doing her thing? To me, Little Miss Piggy would be the perfect Edelman financial. So, we're having a little fun here with mascots, and we could tell who we obviously really don't care for.